When I adopted Rudnick in 2019, I think a part of me didn't fully understand what I was getting myself into. I knew from what the rescue had told me that he was going to need some work to get him to trust me, and he was very much not halter broken. He hadn't really been handled much in his short 11 months of life, so I knew that we were basically starting from the beginning. But because it wasn't the first time I had dealt with a horse that was untouchable, I figured it was going to be a breeze. I mean, obviously we have our challenges, but it wasn't anything I hadn't been able to handle before. It wasn't until after Rudnick came home with me when we started working together and I realized just how severe his trauma and mistrust of people actually was. It didn't matter what treats you had, what kind of bribes you had, he wanted nothing to do with you and he wouldn't come anywhere near you. There were days I would spend 3 hours out in the sun just waiting for him to come close enough that I could touch him in hopes of getting a halter on him. So our progress was very slow to start, but it seems once it got started, it really started to move along very quickly. Now, there were days when we were in the first few months after I adopted him that I would go home in tears after our training because I felt like I was so defeated and I was getting nowhere and I was way in over my head. But once he realized that he could trust me, I wasn't going to hurt him, I wasn't going to abandon him, our progress started happening so much faster, and honestly, most days it happened faster than I was even ready for. It felt like the first 2 to 3 years of our training were a lifetime, and it took us so long just to get to the point where I could walk up to him and put on a halter. And then after that, within a matter of a year, we were out riding on the trails. So it seemed like once we broke through that initial barrier of mistrust, it really didn't take long to start making progress. And over the last couple of years, he has constantly blown me away with how much like a golden retriever he is. He's a lapdog in horse clothing. We have bonded in a way that I never imagined possible with a horse. And I've always loved horses. I've always had horses, and I've known that you can have that type of connection with them, but I never expected it from him. And now it's been almost 6 years, and seeing that bond that we have being put onto our new little one that Rudnick knew I was pregnant with before I even knew I was pregnant. It's been an amazing adventure and an amazing journey seeing Rudnick in a whole new way, because ever since I found out I was pregnant, it was like he's become a whole new horse. He's so relaxed and calm and chill now. He is no longer the terrified, unpredictable, dangerous little colt that he was years ago, and just how gentle he is now with our little one.
Gonna be your riding buddy.
And I'm so excited to see how his relationship with little B expands over the next few years as he gets old enough to walk and eventually ride, and just seeing all of our hard work over the last few years come into play.
He needs that, Rudnick. He doesn't have fur like you.
I know, it's crazy. I know. Can you believe?
But knowing where he came from and where he is now, it never ceases to blow my mind how much progress he's made, and I'm so proud of him. And I just know he's going to be the most amazing horse to teach little B the ropes.